I'm trying to reach level 60 on Classic Hardcore as a mage who can't use any offensive spells, relying on only melee, buffs, and items. Later, we're gonna find out exactly how many hours we have left before 60 and discover a tech to make us practically immortal. So far, we've made insane progress, reaching level 32, but a pretty big roadblock was put in our place, being World of Warcraft's glancing mechanics working differently for spellcasters, potentially reducing our damage by an insane amount if enemies are at our level, scaling exponentially for each level they gain on us. The solution for this is relatively straightforward. Just fight enemies lower level than us. Unfortunately, this isn't really up to us if we want to actively quest, and anything we skip just means falling further behind. So we need to be prepared when the time comes, and we have such a preparation ready for us at level 34, the Staff of Protection, a sizable DPS upgrade and some nice stats, providing we can reach it. But something even larger than a weapon upgrade is making its way towards us. It's not an item nor a spell, it's a simple press of a button. There is a signature way of telling if somebody is a noob at World of Warcraft, something you get taught very early on to never do if not completely unbind: backpedaling, a strictly inferior way of navigating to simply strafing. You restrict your movement significantly considering you lower your movement speed by half. This form of moving has no place in WoW, right? Wrong. Backpedaling is perhaps not the most efficient in everyday mobility, but it has multiple use cases, from steadily positioning mobs as a tank, to being a reliable way to trigger leeway with minimal displacement. But what we want to use it for is different, and stems from something I covered in episode 2. The most valuable use for us, specifically, is that walking backwards does not update our position, compared to strafing, which updates it instantly. Positional updates are the only thing enemies in Classic look for when chasing you, which is why strafing is so good when trying to force an enemy to follow you, but if we do not want that, it proves that strafing is straight up inferior to just walking backwards. The server only updates our position once every few seconds, so we can safely move out of range of enemies long before they have the chance to start moving. Now, why do we actually want to do this? Well, our weapon is very slow. Even with ice armor active, enemies will mostly have a faster attack speed than us, so if I can be out of range for every potential attack, we can sync our attack speeds 1-to-1, significantly reducing the amount of damage we take. For reference, most enemies in Classic have a swing timer of 2 seconds. With ice armor, that is increased to 2.5, meaning that if we line up their 2.5 swing timer to our 3-second swing timer, we effectively take 20% less damage. Some enemies like cats and dual wielders hit even faster, making this even more potent. Damage reduction is a very important stat for us, but even more so than at first glance. Mana Shield eats a ridiculous amount of mana, and after every spell cast, mana regeneration is paused for 5 seconds. This means every cast of the shield, we lose even more mana accounting for the pause timer. In essence, the less we have to refresh the shield, the longer we can have it up before reaching 0 mana. But that's not all. The longer the shield lasts, the closer we are to hitting critical mass, where we regenerate mana at the same pace as the shield eats it, making us effectively invincible. Now, this is somewhat unlikely to happen, especially against enemies that matter, but every damage reduced gets us closer to that critical point, which in turn means that every damage reduced is more effective than the previous. We were already able to use this tech with great success in Stranglethorn, as the cat's DPS is almost completely nullified, and with it comes a second large benefit. Our time per level is extremely slow. Yes, while in large part due to our very low DPS, our mana pool is so vast that it takes almost 40 seconds to fully replenish. And since the kill time for an average enemy is already around 2 whole minutes, having to add an extra 30 seconds or so of drinking really adds up. I mean, think about it. If a quest requires to kill 20 enemies, if we have to drink after every kill, that's gonna be close to an hour for a single quest. Actually, why am I doing this? Oh yeah, right, to hit level 34. And getting to level 33 is a good start. I have made a new vow to only ever quest on this character while rested. As it currently stands, the act of simply killing monsters yields me around 10k XP per hour, and that is with rested, meaning a single level from just mob killing would take around 7 hours, turned up to 14 without rested. As it turns out though, this is a really easy goal to accomplish, since at current rates, I would need to spend 10.5 hours straight just hitting enemies to fully deplete rested. Since I always start at the cap when beginning to record between episodes, and considering you gain 5% rested for every 8 hours spent in an inn, I can spend 4 hours a day actively in combat and still have rested for 3 entire days. Our XP per hour is always completely horrible at the start of any session, but once I do a batch of quest turn-ins, the rates actually bump up to a respectable rate. And from what I've found, our actual XP per hour is around 20,000, putting us at 3 to 5 hours per level, at level 33. Which, by the way, fun fact, is not even a quarter of the way to the total experience required for level 60. But since the XP you get from quests and mobs also increase per level, the total XP required is not representative of the total time required for a level. So I decided to do some digging, and after a few hours of research, math and pie chart making, I made some pretty interesting discoveries. The total increase in the amount of enemies you need to kill per level is linear through 1 to 27 and 32 to 59. So at the point we are at, we need to kill exactly 13 additional enemies per level we gain. And since killing an enemy takes about 2 minutes, we can expect about 26 additional minutes per level from now on, excluding quests. Oh gods. Anyways, here's the actual true pie chart of how long levels take in classic World of Warcraft that I made with this information, which means we are actually 1/4 of the way done, and the halfway point is 44, not 48. So seeing that it took us around 55 hours to reach level 32, we can expect at least an additional 165 hours left for level 60. Oh, gods. I feel like every episode I discover some new mortifying information about this challenge. But of course, it just adds more fuel to the flames of ambition. Sadly, the ambition being reaching level 60 on a Melee Mage. Anyways, if there's one naming convention in Classic that scares the shit out of me every time I see it, it's anytime anything is called Oracle. These fuckers are always bound to have the 2 worst combinations for me: nature spells and heals. My best hope is for the Oracle to run out of mana before they have the chance to use a heal, since they only use it below a certain threshold of health. And if they do regenerate enough mana back, I can theoretically use a dynamite or bomb to finish them off, or at least interrupt the cast. In the end, I didn't have to use too much to complete the quest, but my bomb supply was quickly dwindling, which wasn't very helped by the fact that the next quest in line was another caster quest, this time with a dot. Damage over time effects are extremely scary for us. They deal a crazy amount of damage proportionate to mana cost, and the caster can keep on spamming us with spells. On top of this, since the ticks are so frequent, it will instantly interrupt me if I try to bandage, and if I'm in danger and realize too late, I can't even run away as it will keep dwindling me down slowly. A dot was the thing that very nearly ended my arcane only run, and it's going to be a major danger until we reach level 40. Luckily, we are very close to South Shore, and as long as we deal over 50% of the mob's HP and damage, we get the kill credit even if the guards help us along the way. So I kited most enemies back to South Shore, greatly reducing the risk and greatly speeding up the quest. I swear, these Murloc and Naga quests are going to be the end of me. They always have really bad mob types like casters and healers. If only there was some place where I could spend an eternity killing nothing but turtles, buzzards, scorpions, and basilisks. Oh. Well, there you go. Actually, before we got there, something of note happened. Oh my god, we made it. Goodbye, Staff of Westfall. Oh. After relying on the Staff of Westfall for 13 entire levels, it was finally time to upgrade. 35% more damage per second. Unless we accidentally get a Staff of Jordan drop or something, this is probably the last time we are ever going to see such a monumental DPS increase. It even has additional defensive stats, which lead to like a 2% damage reduction, but it's still nice. To really put our new weapon to the test, we had a real banger of a quest coming up. We have to defeat Slim. This guy not only double teams us with his friend, they also have 2 types of poison, one that deals damage and one that severely reduces my attack speed. This quickly became too much for me to handle, so I failed the quest. But determined with my new weapon in hand, I got a food buff and popped every scroll known to man. But this time I actually realized they had poison, so I gave up again. For the next attempt, I leveled up my first aid skill to gain access to Heavy Silk Bandage, which I bought the book for back in Arathi. Then it was time to go once again. Close, but I had started this attempt without evocation off cooldown. Apparently they can also kick, which put my entire arcane school on cooldown, which made me very scared, so I ran away again.
Hey there.
Really? He died there? How many times was I close to that? Oh well. So apparently you only need to get him to 30%. Whoops. Oh yeah, right. The Shimmering Flats. What's there to say really? You run around in a circle and kill enemies. Okay, these geysers can reach level 35. I'm gonna try an illegal move. Bite an enemy 1 level higher. This could be bad. Okay, that was kind of illegal. I had 8 DPS during that. Uh-oh. Holy, that took a while. Is it finally time for a crumb of dopamine? Let's watch this XP per hour skyrocket.
Greetings. Money, friend. Can I help you? Hi, Howard. Talk to me.
Holy. But we're not done yet.
What brings you here?
Now that's some XP per hour I can get behind. Hopefully every level from now isn't 4+ hours. In a very rare moment in Melee Mage history, we actually had to skip a quest. The Kurtzin medicine men have both renew and a heal, and I spent 5 entire minutes locked in a war of attrition with this guy, a war that he eventually won, forcing me to abandon the quest.
Apparently your gear breaks kind of quickly when you get repeatedly bashed in the head. My goggles. I can't see.
Okay, I have to get into this cave for a quest, and today of all days there's a rare in here. He looks scary, man. He horrifies, he hamstrings his level 34. That's not good. Unless I can reach level 36 before then. Level 36 might seem insignificant, but this level and the next are surprisingly major. This is the point where I reach the improved mana shield talent in the arcane tree. Each point in this effectively increases my mana pool by 11%, and also gets us closer to the critical point of immortality, where our mana regenerates faster than it is consumed by the shield. The problem with caves is that I'm not sure I can even clear through it fast enough before things start respawning. And if I'm fighting some mega rare Nefaru, I really don't want to get stuck, especially since I need a lot of movement to be able to pull off this backpedaling thing. And this guy fears as well, so it's like I can't break out of fears as mage, like anything else I can. But fears are really bad. Now if I could group with people I could layer away. Oh, maybe if I had Onyxia or something. I haven't had word buffs in forever. Okay, just keep going, man. Maybe I can clear fast enough. Okay, so the rare is in. Bro, he is right next to someone else. Oh, that is so bad. There's 0% chance I can kill that. Hopefully I can dodge him to do the quest. Okay, the mound is over there. That's good. Oh, but this guy is yellow, man. He's not green like these ones. Also, if the patrol respawns in here, like, this could be all sorts of bad. Okay, so apparently his fear is a 30-second cooldown. Which is not that bad. No, the question is, can I get past here? Nope. And the mobs have started respawning. Oh no. Okay, there we go. This level is actually huge. For one, that thing. And also being 2 levels above rather than just 1 makes a huge difference in terms of output. Okay, so here's the plan. I clear that mob. Maybe I can just blink over and take the quest item. I hope. Oh. Ooh. Okay, get out, get out. Respawn again. My god. Ooh, we're safe. Mana Shield rank 3. Okay. Dampen Magic rank 3. And then we have Mage Armor as well, which was level 34. This is marginally useful, but maybe we'll have some use for it at some point. New rank of Mana Shield, a bit more mana efficient, especially with the new talent. Would help a lot.
Holy, that's a drop. I mean, that's useless, but... Hello? This new rank of Dampen Magic reduces damage taken from the poison from 20 to 14 or 13. That's a 35% decrease. Pretty good. This is actually one of those rare cases where an enemy has lower attack speed than me, but we can still use the backpedaling technique. By perfectly timing my backpedal with my second swing, I can completely dodge his second swing, getting me 2 attacks for every one of his. So for example, if we hit at the same time now, and then I get one more hit in and start instantly backpedaling, he will only get 1, I get 2, and then I can just repeat. Worth Its Weight in Gold is a quest in Arathi Highlands that shouldn't be very difficult. You just have to fight a few trolls, but for some reason it always ends up being one of the worst quests of my road to 60. On the original hardcore launch, this is the quest where I had lost my leveling partner, barely escaping with my own life. And now, I have to clear about 5 enemies into the cave to get my hands on the Shadow Hunter knife. 5 enemies. That's it. I ended up being in and around the opening of this cave for 30 minutes trying to reach the Shadow Hunter, as just when I got there, the enemies started respawning again, and I had to start over. Moreover, enemies here root and silence, and while I'm pretty good at dealing with roots, multiple overlaps can be very scary, forcing me to reset the first Shadow Hunter I managed to reach. Holy shit, am I doing it? It's been so long. Oh my god, that was horrible. Scary too. Some pretty rough points in there. Okay, that level only took 4.5 hours. We're getting up there. This is with complete rested as well the entire way. I mean, this quest has taken like almost an hour, but it's fine because these guys actually drop wool cloth, which is a weird thing to need, but to create heavy dynamite I actually need wool cloth, and I've spent all mine making bandages and only had silk left for a few levels there. So thank god I didn't have to go back and skin sheep or something. Oh yeah, I forgot to spec you, but we get the second point in this now. Actually massive and only 3 levels away. Oh yeah, finally this quest again. Time to not kill a single basilisk, only hunt scorpions and feel miserable the entire time. Wait, they have frost armor? That's my thing. Yowza! I like the look of that. Everything a Melee Mage wants.
Hurry back!
Except the 2 other existing stats. My bag's been constantly full is so bad though, because I am 3 levels, a little bit less, away from Mount, and I need a lot of gold to get me there. So anything I can sell is really good. I always love a good reputation grind. You know, having a reputation bar, a secondary goal, aside from just leveling. Wow. Dopamine overload, guys. Okay, I'm gonna deviate from the guide a little bit here, because I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, what awaits us at Bibli over here, Footsbuckle, is an empty gear slot that we could be filling.
What's up?
That's right. Our first necklace.
For real. Hey, how you doing?
Ka-ching. Now we just need 2 trinkets, which is never gonna happen. Actually, maybe engineering trinket. And then a wand with stats. I won't be able to use it, but if it has stamina or something, good enough. I was thinking... I was gonna say this one, but this one is actually shit for me. Oh. Yeah, this one. Do you think we can get it? Okay, this quest. Most of the mobs are green, but it's an escort quest in a very enclosed space. And there are spellcasters all around. Can probably make it out alive. Okay, level 38. Arcane Meditation. This is gonna do an incredibly low amount of impact, but it's still something. But more importantly, gaining a level here. This guy has a heal. I'm screwed. Hopefully it's not a priest. Oh god, this is so sketchy. Good crits. Don't have a heal. And we're chilling. Thank god.
Goddess watch over you.
Oh well. Oh, of course she takes the left side. Actually, she does more damage than me. I'm not getting loot. Yeah, I'll tank one, attack the one she's attacking. If she pulls 3 guys here, that's real bad for me. We make a good team. I should bring her with me everywhere. Grab aggro of 1. Attack the one she's attacking. Bro, she's split threatening them. Okay, we made it. Hopefully that's the least scary part in a while. Whew, level 38. Get a new mana gem. 2 levels away from the coveted 40. We have a lot more money to make before we can afford a mount, but it's still a promising prospect regardless. The Staff of Protection has served us well so far, but it might already be time to look to new horizons, and perhaps attempt something we haven't done in almost 20 levels. But that will be until next time. See ya!